Very good. Here we are at Olympic Park this Sunday. There's only 2 games down here today between juniors and the A grade, first grade, and it is absolutely freezing this Sunday afternoon here, down here. Home game for the Rams, and I welcome Bomber Jones. Welcome back, Bomber.
Thanks, Banko. Good to be here with a very strong, don't know what the direction of the wind is, but it's coming off snow probably. So,
yeah, the direction is bloody cold, and with it predicted to be bloody freezing later on by the time A grade kicks off. So, look, very quickly, we'll go through the Muswellbrook side. We've got Tyrese Anderson at 1, Crudo, Callan Cridlin at 2, Jaden Dick at 3, Damien Brooks at 4, Curtis Irving 5, Caleb Robson Pearce at 6, Stevie Dengate 7, Thomas Clift at 8, Reed Hennessy the hooker, Dylan Jordan is number 10, Alex Wilson and Zane Stewart are 11 and 12, Tommy Story's the captain at 13, the reserves Bailey Ellis, Logan Parker, Clayton Meyer, number 20 is Kai Dodd.
Yeah, thanks, Banko. The Aberdeen side, well, look, they've only got the bare 13 today. 1 is Ryan Hill, 2 Hugh Higgins, 3 Jackson Dunbar, 4th Seth Mitchell, 5 Logan Copland, 6 Kyle McLennan, 7 Dylan Porter, 8 Connor Sadler, 9 Cody Cummings, 10 Jack Price, 11 Aaron O'Leary, 12 Jacob Holroyd, and 13 Nick Collier.
Yeah, the Aberdeen boys very short on numbers here this afternoon. I can't even see they haven't snuck anyone onto the bench, and when I say that, that's in all due respect that someone hasn't come late. But nevertheless, here we go, and we're just about to kick off, and Stevie Dengate's going to do those honours, Bomber. I don't know really what to expect out of this game. I think fatigue at some point will kick in for the Aberdeen Tigers. Muswellbrook have got 4 subs on the bench, and good hands by the Aberdeen youngster, and that is number 8, and that was Connor Sadler. He spilt it first up off the first hit up, straight out of his own end zone there. Not a good start for the poor old Tigers.
No, they've struggled all year. I know Wildo and Liam Foran are the coach. It's basically a case of they had to get a team on the paddock each week to progress further in the next few years. So it'll be a tough day here if Muswellbrook all click, but we'll soon see.
There's a little bit of a move happening here. They absolutely stacked the right-hand side of the field, the Rams, and Zane Stewart went from right to left, big sweeping play, and now he's handed it on to Dylan Jordan, and Jordo takes the ball up. He's tackled about 10, 12 metres out by the Aberdeen boys. He plays the ball onto Reed Hennessy, onto Stevie Dengate. Stevie Dengate short pass to Caleb Pearce, and Pearce, he did well to hang on to that ball. He's only about 5 metres out, straight under the post. Here's Hennessy at dummy half, onto Connor Sadler, and Connor Sadler's trying to barge his way over. He's held by about 4 Aberdeen boys, and he's dragged back out into the field of play. Is that Tommy Clift? They have the numbers wrong here. Sorry, I was talking to the looking at the Aberdeen side, but that's how bad I'm going. It is cold, and that's my excuse.
Yeah, ball went forward there. It looked promising. I'd say Muswellbrook would have scored if it went to hand, but it went back, then forward into the winger's hands. But interesting to note, Aberdeen have got young Dylan Porter playing halfback for him. Dylan played halfback for first grade the last time the 2 senior sides met. Very handy footballer, the son of Richie Porter, who's played a hell of a lot of football in Group 21.
Yeah, and that was it was a let-off initially for the Tigers with that forward pass over there, and then from the scrum base, Bomber, the boys, the Aberdeen Tigers, have just spilt the ball. They've stacked this right-hand side, so it's a scrum through to the Rams. Here it goes, out to Zane Stewart. Unders for Anderson. Tyrese, little chip through on the first. Was that the good move, Bomber? I think Aberdeen have got that ball straight off the scrum. It wasn't a great kick, but I don't know whether that was the option. They're playing against the bare 13, and surely they would have been better off utilising their whole set of 6.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Banko. Play the sets of 6 out, then try a little grubber kick, not on tackle 1 after handing the ball already over one set of scrums.
Yeah, especially after they've already saw the Aberdeen boys drop the ball in the first 2 possessions. But anyway, here we go. The Tigers are working the ball out, 30 out. They're dragged back over the 30 there. Good tackle by Pearcey, and also didn't catch that number of that young boy, Dylan Jordan. Here's Kyle McLennan kicking the ball down there. Here's Tyrese Anderson, the young fullback. He's only a little fella, but geez, he's as quick as a jackrabbit, Bomber.
Yeah, Tyrese is only 16. He's come from the Orange Bloomfield Club in Group 10, which is a very strong club over there. It feeds into the Hawks or the Sims side.
Good run there, 2 good hit-ups there, first of all by Dickie, Jaden Dick, and then Piercy. Here's Captain Tommy Story, and I must say I've watched most of the junior games. We haven't had many opportunities to commentate on the juniors this year, but I've been impressed with the way Tommy Story's led this side around, Bomber. Last year was a great learning year for him. Here we go, just quickly we'll butt in, but Zane Stewart's he's shrugged off about 4 defenders, and he's gone over for the Muswellbrook Rams' first try of the afternoon, 4-0. Mark Bassini, Mirrors has pointed to the spot. Good try there by the Rams, Bomber. I'll just finish what I was going to say about Tommy Story. He definitely come of age this year, and I think he loves that leadership role in the young juniors, Bomber.
Yeah, he's been going well, Tom. I've watched him a fair few times, but last year he was a big trainer in the pre-season and worked hard, and obviously you had him, Benko, and he tried hard every time he played for you. Now that he's playing as more minutes, I suppose you'd want to call it, he's...
Absolutely. It was just a shame. I mean, in all honesty, Bomber, I think he needed that year because he came off a bad leg injury, and we had some very, very strong boys, as you know, in that junior side, especially in the forwards. And Tommy, I think he desperately needed that year under his belt to come back. I think he's grown heaps in confidence, especially, and I really like the way he's led this team around the park. Yeah, he did convert it, and Stevie Dengate 6-0 to the Rams.
Yeah, good try by Zane Stewart. Zane, in the past, has played fullback, half, 5'8", and they've got him on the right edge here in second row. And Zane's a powerful runner, and I think if he just decides to run more so than try to be the ball player, I think he'll make something out of a little stocky edge player.
Bomber, just a quick note, Jacob Button last week, he broke a bone in his shoulder coming on for reserve grade down at Gruta. So Butto's out for a few weeks at the very least. I seen him down there with his arm in a sling, and I did have a yarn with him, and also their first aid attendant, Chris Page. And Bomber will be out for a short period of time with that broken shoulder.
Yep.
Which is a bad blow for them. I mean, they're already suffering badly from injuries, especially with young Caney Cubillo. And Jacob Button just adds another, or leaves, it allows another hair to leave Liam's melon.
Yeah, well, I see Caleb playing 5'8". I don't know how much footy Caleb's played at 5'8".
Yeah, Piercy. Piercy's generally a back rower, and he's had a fair season because the kid can tackle. He's dynamite in defence. He's the scrum feed to the Tigers, and they're 30 metres out, directly in front, centre field. And I think that was Logan Copland that came in first receiver from the scrum base. He's number 11, and that is Aaron O'Leary, and he bumps off one and then goes again. He's 20 metres out, 20 in from touch. Bit of an opportunity for the Tigers. Put one on the board here. Number 13 is Nicholas Collier. Nick Collier races up. He's about 11 metres out. They're spread wide, both sides of the ruck, and here's big Jackie Price, and Pricey goes forward, and he hasn't made any ground. He's belted backwards in attack by Tommy Story. Again, there's Nicholas Collier, and Collier on the last, 3 metres out, directly in front. Ball goes, little chip through. No 6 to go there, I don't think. It was the last still. Ball goes out there to the halfback, Dylan Porter, and Porter tries to shrug off one, looking for support, but he's well wrapped up there in defence by the Rams boys. Number 10 was Dylan Jordan around his legs there, and a couple of boys over the top. Need a good set getting out of here, the Rams. They got this. I think that breeze is with them in the first half, Bomber.
Yeah, it's certainly pushing over towards that golf club corner, I suppose you'd want to call it. Stevie's got a big boot in. I wouldn't be surprised if Stevie looks at going for a 40-20 here on an early tackle.
Dickey gets the ball 30 metres out. Good, strong run. He's always been a good runner and a good defender as well. Now. Here he goes. 40-20, goes down into that corner. I think that's going to find touch. Great work from Stevie Dingo. Good call, Bomber.
Yeah, Stevie got a prodigious punt on him. He's probably one of his best assets. He's a great kicker of the footy, and see what him and Piercy and Stewie can organise here around the ruck and see if they can get another try on the board.
Young hooker Bomber, Reed Hennessy's had a blinder of a season.
Yep.
Here's Tommy Story, the captain now, takes the ball, moves it forward about 5 metres out directly in front. They're spread out to the right-hand side. Ball goes out there into Stevie Dengate, onto Stewie again. Short pass, it goes to ground, but Curtis Irving picks it up well, goes back in field. Good work by Swervo. He's tackled about 12 metres out. Ball goes from Hennessy. There's that boy again, Bomber. He's just a dynamite at dummy half. You cannot take your eyes off him for 1 second, young Hennessy, and he continues this great form at hooker. He has had a couple of weeks off here and there through injury, but geez, they need him in this side. He's a great little player.
Yeah, I watched him last year in 16s and was impressed, and he's made the step up, and he really looks at home at hooker in the 18s. A little bit of poor football there by the first marker from Aberdeen. He's overplayed his hand. He's gone to where he thought the football was, and you can't afford to do that with a class hooker at dummy half.
Well, Reed had plenty of options out wide. They were spread very, very wide, being only 3 metres in from touch. But, 100% Bomber. The Aberdeen type boys just went to sleep there at marker. And especially, there was nothing in behind the ruck, to be quite honest. So Stevie Dengate's going to try and convert this. He's about 15 metres out. 25 in from touch to take it to 12-0, and here we are, 21 minutes to go in this first half. He does so, converts the try, 12-0 to the Rams here on a very blustery and cold Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, just looking to see on the bench, obviously Bailey's probably not going to play, but we've got Logan, Clayton Moore. I don't know much about Clayton, but I know Logan's a good back row, Logan Parker, and Kai Dodd. I'm not sure if it's Kai's first or second game back from a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I haven't seen young Kai Dodd, to be quite honest. He's a big lump of a lad.
Jordo again.
Dylan Jordan takes the ball. Great run from Jordo. Takes it up to about 29 metres out from his own line. He's Pearcey, is that Rob? Is that Pearcey? Yeah. Yes, it is. He takes it about 35, centre field, out from his own line. Ball goes wide to Dickey, fumbles it there, but hangs onto it well, and just shy of halfway, centre field. Hennessy at dummy half, comes down the left-hand side to Tommy Story. Tommy Story runs across field, tries to beat one, he does. Shrugs out of another, looks to unload it, but he's well tackled there. Great run from Tommy Story, 35 metres out from the Tigers line, 15 in from touch. Ball goes out to Dengate. On to Dylan Jordan, is it?
Tommy Clift.
Tommy Clift. I get them mixed up, I'll get there in a minute. Centre field. Last tackle, Stevie Dengate puts a high ball up. The wind's going to play havoc with this. It'll probably go over the dead ball on the full Bomber. No, it bounces infield. Pearcey tries to ruck it back to his players. And believe it or not, the Aberdeen boys have collected that ball. And the Rams have tackled him in the in-goal. And they will get a line dropout. From the Aberdeen Tigers. Well, Bomber, for all money, I would have put everything on that ball going over the dead ball.
Yeah, it only landed about 6 inches inside the dead ball line, and it's just popped up, and Musbrook probably a bit unfortunate not to get a try out of it.
I think Pearcey did well to tap that back in field, and just as pity that no one was supporting him there. Here's big Tommy Clift again. It's Dylan Jordan. There you go, 8 and 10. Here's Pearcey. That's Caleb Pearcey. He's tackled centre field about 11 metres, 10 metres out from the Tigers line. Ball goes to Tommy Story. Short pass to Clift. Clift's charging to the line. He looks like he's only got to reach out and he'll get it over. That's on the line, Bomber. I think that went on the line, did it?
It was close to
He's short. Here's Hennessy again. Long pass out to Stewie, and Stewie shrugs off one. Goes under the post to score a great try. 16-0 here to the Muswellbrook Rams. 18 minutes to go in this first half.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a case all day, Banco. Once they push a big body towards the middle, they got strike either side of the ruck there, and they're going to score at will here, probably for the next 18 minutes in the first half. So Aberdeen have got to get possession somehow. Unluckily, there before the big bomb could have gone out, but they've had to drop back out to Muswellbrook, and on the ensuing dropout, Muswellbrook have scored.
Yeah, a couple of subs coming on for the Rams. Big Tommy Clift has gone off, number 8. Alex Wilson has joined him on the sideline, and on the field there is Clayton Meyer. I see Logan Parker's on there as well, Bomber. We're waiting for this young lad.
Yeah, Jordo's coming off.
Dylan Jordan's off as well. And number 20, Kai Dodd. Here's our first look at Big Dotty. I have seen this young fella go around before. He doesn't go too bad.
He's new to the club. I don't know where he's from, but I think he's new to the senior club.
18 points to 0 in favour of the Rams. 3 converted tries. Stevie Dengate added the extras there. I think you're right, Bomber. You can feel sorry for the Tigers here. They're a little bit shy on troops at the moment, but I'm pretty sure Aberdeen will... the Rams will not take any sympathy on them at all.
No, because the situation Musbrook are in, probably running about third spot. They don't want to be dropping games, or don't want to be losing out on for and against the sides at the bottom of the table.
No, certainly not. And like you said, the for and against will be very crucial because there's not much between those top 3 teams. Musbrook Juniors had a good win against Scone here. Scone up at Scone a couple of weeks ago. Here's Jaden Dick.
Good run.
Great run from Dickie. He makes it 10 metres shy of halfway, centre field. Ball goes from Hennessy out to Tommy Story. I'd like to see Tommy Story run a little bit harder, but he unloads. Good run. Unloads to Brooks. Damien Brooks he's got the ball and he's tackled over the halfway line. That number 17, Clayton Meyer, he did well there as well, supporting Tommy Story. Here's here's Logan Parker, I should say, 25 metres out. Another great run there. The go forward is just rolling along here from the Rams. Long ball out to Stevie Dengate. Big high bomb. It goes into that left-hand corner. The Aberdeen youngsters under it. Oh, Pearcey went up for it and fumbled it, and that'll be a scrum feed to the Tigers. Yeah. 10 out from their own line.
Bit of relief here, Banco. The Tigers get a set of 6 here, even though it's only 10 out from their line, but I'm not sure what they can do with the footy here. It's not like they can kick themselves out of trouble here. The wind's blowing straight into their face, so be all hands to the wheel here for the Aberdeen boys to see if they can get up to about the 40-metre line and give Dylan Porter something to kick at.
Here we go, Porter at dummy half. Went without it there, but he did pick it up, and he's given it to number 2, which is Huey Higgins. And Higgins gets the ball 5 out from his own line, directly in front, under the post. That big fella, was that Jack Price, Bomber? Price, he gets the ball, he plays it back onto numbers. Can't pick that young fella's number up. Is that 6?
O'Leary, the 6.
That's O'Leary, 6, yes.
Oh, McClellan.
McLennan, my apologies. Yeah, Bomber, I don't know how they're going to go trying to get this ball out of their own end zone here, especially with that breeze. That is flogging across the field. Here's the young hooker, Cody Cummings again, goes forward. He's about 35 out centre field. It's the last. What are they going to do? Big kick there. Good kick by McLennan. Goes down deep into the Rams' half. And young Critto's picked the ball up about 15 out from his own line. Very quick, but poor old Critto, I don't think he sees enough ball, Bomber.
Nah.
Because he can run.
Yeah, he probably needs to put the foot down a little bit earlier in his kick returns too and make the defenders chase him more so than what he's done that run.
Here's young Kai Dodd, and Kai Dodd takes the ball. Good run by the big front rower, and he's tackled 40 metres out directly in centre field. He's made a meal of that play, the ball, poor old Kai. And we've a bit of mocked him in there a little bit, but he'll learn from that. He'll get up and plenty of time to go. 14 minutes in this first half to go. It's 18-0 favour of the Rams. So here's a good opportunity for the Tigers. I think it's only their second time down the Musbrook half. They're 40 out, scrum feed.
Reggie got heaters in these mics.
I don't know. Ashley looks freezing on the camera. Let me give you the tip. At least she's got gloves. He's a scrum win there, McLennan. Porter gets the ball and he passes on to McLennan. He's tackled centre field, 40 out from the Rams line. Cummings at dummy half. Goes to the right-hand side, gives it to Collier, and Collier takes the ball forward. Good tackle there by the Rams, Kai Dodd and Pearcey. He's a young fella here, number 12, and that's Jacob Holroyd, and Holroyd gets the ball. He's tackled about 25 metres out from the Rams line. Cummings get dummy half. Long ball out to Porter. Porter looking for runners. He does. He gives it to Logan Copland, and Copland gets the ball. Good run from Coppo, and he's tackled 15 out. I think that's the 4th. Ball goes out the back to Porter. Long pass out to McLennan. It floats in the breeze. He puts a little chip through, but young Tyrese Anderson has got that covered for all money, and he gets the ball, scoots out straight under his own post, about 11 metres out centre field. Ball goes out to the left-hand side to Pearcey, and Pearcey Goes forward hard. He's built like a one-on, young Pearcey, but he's got the heart of a lion.
Yeah, he's a good, solid footballer, as you said. He probably a few extra kilos on him would benefit him, but I don't think it's going to happen in the next couple of months.
He's big Kai Dodd. He's tackled 30 out centre field. Hennessy at dummy half onto Logan Parker, and Parker goes forward. Good run, good sprint by Parker. Gets through one and takes another couple with him just shy of halfway. Hennessy at dummy half comes down to the left-hand side onto Zane Stewart. Good pass onto Damien Books. Books has got all the room in the world to move, and he does so, and he draws the fullback and gives it on to Zane Stewart. Third try from Zane Stewart. Bit of a dust up in the background to the fullback for Aberdeen, Ryan Hill and Jaden Dick, but didn't come to anything, and a great try. Great support play from little Stewie. He threw that ball to Damien Books, backed up on the inside. Good run and pass from all the boys in the back line there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they've got to do all game, Banco. The tries are going to come. That was just good footy. Found space on the edge. Good run by Logan Parker. Poked his nose through. Quick play of the ball. Selective pass from Stewart and backing up on the inside. Good footy.
They've absolutely good roll by the boys, the forwards there, and Logan certainly opened them up here with that good run. He split the defence out wide, and then went out to Stewie onto Damien Books. I haven't seen Books. Didn't he start the season in the forwards?
Yeah, I think he's played a lot of his football at the second row or prop position, but I suppose injuries and everything. We've lost Pagey for the season, I think, so there's been a spot opened up there in the outside backs for him, and he's slotted in pretty good.
He was a good sight to see the big fella striding down the sideline here, and it was an equally great pass back inside to Stewie to score his third try. That's incredible. 24-0 here, 10.5 minutes to go before half-time. And this early bomber, probably the Aberdeen Tigers are wishing that they could find another couple of souls on the bench.
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as last week's reserve grade game down at Greta, but no, they're hanging in there. When they get around to run with the wind in the second half, that might help them a little bit, but it's going to be a tough afternoon for them.
I see Curtis Irving's off the field too, Bomber. He must have came off. He's rugged up down there on the bench, so I don't know what happened to Swervo. They just give him a bit of a spell. Here's Kai Dodd charging forward over his own 20-metre line, 15 in from touch. Hennessy at dummy half. Long ball, short ball to Dickey. I thought he was going to go past him and give it to Tommy Story, but Dickey just ran through and grabbed that and charged forward again, just shy of the 40. Hennessy out to Tommy Story. Oh. Another terrible play, the ball. Mirrors is right on top of this, Bomber. They need to pick that up.
Yeah, it's probably the first or second tackle error Musselburgh come up with, and they've got to rectify that, especially in the big games against Scone and Singo, and even last week in Greta. That's probably what let Greta come back into the games. That's the first, second tackle errors.
Just see Nick Martin. He's got the thermals on, Bomber. He'll be refereeing the first grade today, I'd imagine.
He's going to have to take him off the ref.
Aberdeen now from a scrum. They come down to the right-hand side. Dylan Porter short pass on to the fullback. I think, is that the fullback? No, it's not.
Might be the little 9, I think.
Couldn't place him. That might be Cummings. Ball goes out to Porter again. Short pass on to Collier. I think that's young Collier, the lock forward. They're only 15 out, 10 out from 12 out, I should say. Porter comes out to the left-hand side onto McLennan. He jinks back inside, beats one, gets around another, charges back, but Caleb Pearce came again and balled him down to the ground with the help of Tommy Story. Centre field, ball goes short, back to Porter, onto Logan Parker, throws a flop pass over the top to, couldn't catch that number.
6 to go.
6 to go. Bassini has said they're only 8 out, the Tigers. A good try, give them a bit of lift their confidence. Logan Parker charges toward the line. Big Coppo, I should say, Logan Copland, and he has scored. Or has he really knocked it on? He's lost possession over the line.
That's unfortunate because young Logan's been instrumental in every good thing they've done with the ball.
Yeah, he's not shy of having a go, young Coppo, and sorry to mispronounce your name there, Coppo. Geez, there's a lot of Logans in the world, isn't there, Bomber?
There is.
Logans and Dylans and Joshes.
Logan Benkovic.
Logan, Dylans and Joshes, and anyway.
Not many Garys left in the world either, though.
You don't see Kid, Chris and Paul anymore. No kids are ever Chris and Paul. That went out in 1980. Never mind. Here's Logan Parker. Parker charges to the line. Beats one, beats two. What a run by Logan. Unloads to a backhand pass onto Damien Brooks. He's only got to give it. Oh, he went a step too far, and Stewie would have been in for four. Logan Parker gets the ball. Stewie's given the ball out. A shocking pass onto Tommy Story, and it rolled forward. Well, Bomber, I don't know if he ever had it. Did he have an opportunity to give it inside to Stewie?
Probably about 5 metres before he got to the fullback.
I'll give that fullback a rap for the Tigers. He did well there, didn't he, to hang on to Damien Brooks and stop that try only 15 metres out. So here we go. The Tigers will have a scrum feed, and they're all down on their haunches, the poor boys, and big effort there by the Tigers to put a halt to that attacking raid.
It would have been devastating, especially after nearly scoring at the far end.
Here we go, McLennan. Kyle McLennan is going to feed this scrum.
Oh, offside must look everyone.
Yep. They were all in front of the back row, actually. Stevie Dengate made that tackle. Here's the young fullback, Ryan Hill, and he's belted, and he's called a stripped in the tackle. That was against Jaden Dick. So Dylan Porter's going to get a bit of relief here. Nice piggyback to get Aberdeen out of their own red zone here. Dylan Porter's made the quick tap. He's gone forward, and he's gone in the arms of Caleb Pearce. I think he was looking for an offside penalty there, Bond. But
Mirrors put his whistle to the mouth, but
I think he caught Mirrors by surprise, actually. I think he was going to kick for touch. They're centre field, 30 out from their own line, the Tigers. Here the ball goes to the lock. Collier. Nick Collier.
Probably can't underestimate how tough it is running into this wind. They look like they really put great tackle by Logan Parker.
Great tackle from Logan Parker. That was on Jackie Price. Here's Dylan Porter now. Ball's gone everywhere. I don't think I'd be even under that bomber. Tyrese has got it on the first bounce. He did exceptionally well there, Tyrese. Anderson, he goes up to the defence and beats one, and he's held in a good tackle there. He's 25 metres out from his own line. Rams have lined out well both sides. Here's Jaden Dick, goes forward in his usual hard run style. Straight up the middle, Dickey. Hennessy at dummy half. Short pass on to Kai Dodd, and Dodd takes the ball forward again. He's held by three Aberdeen boys just shy of halfway. Centre field, Hennessy at dummy half. I think the ball's going to go. No, it didn't go to Dengate. It goes into Logan Parker, and he's made a big difference since he come on, Parker, Bomber.
Logan's a good footballer, actually. He's come back from a wrist injury, and he's probably hitting his straps at this end of the season.
Here's Stewie again onto Pearcey, and Pearcey goes across field, tries to beat one, but he's held in a good tackle there by Jacob Holroyd, and 31 metres out from the Tigers line. Hennessy at dummy half. Over to Stevie Dengate, looks for an inside ball. He does to Zane Stewart, draws and passes on to Stevie Dengate again, who runs around. That's forward. Oh, geez, what's Bomber.
No.
That's coach killer stuff.
No.
I'll let you describe that.
No, that's not a brain explosion. That's showboating, and at 24-0 you don't showboat.
Tommy Clift scored that try, by the way.
Yeah. Tommy's been showboating, Stevie showboated, and it's probably something Dunny might have to address. It's probably showing a lack of respect to the opposition. It's
well, it would have been laughable if someone had come along, one of the Aberdeen boys had come along and knocked the ball out of his hands. But anyway,
yeah, well, it's a good try, but it was
28-0.
Apart from the last pass, it was well created.
It was a set move by Dengate to pass it back inside to Zane Stewart, and Stewie drew and passed back to Stevie, and Stevie got the ball, ran around. I thought Stevie was going to score under the post, but he gave that little pass on to Tommy Clift to score under the post, and Stevie's converted that try. It's 30 points to 0 here with 3 minutes, little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. How cold do you reckon Becco and Rags are, Bomber?
They're probably warmer than us because they actually see the sun.
Both of them were saying make sure we mention them on the video.
Yeah. Apparently they don't even worry about watching the game. They just scroll through, fast forward, just the points where their names are mentioned.
Every time they get on the field. Big Kai Dodd's come off the field, Bomber. I can't see who's gone back on.
Tommy, I think.
Yeah, Tommy went on. I was looking for Dylan Jordan, but here we go. Piercy's got the ball off the kick-off. He goes across field to run into the centre of the park like a good 5'8" should. Ball goes on to Reed Hennessy, and that was a shocking pass from dummy half. I think Reed Hennessy's fingers must be numb from the cold. Poor old Tom Story. I can't blame Tom for dropping that ball. No chance in hell.
Okay, 2 minutes to go. So if they can get on the board. Maybe young Coppo or Dylan Porter can create something for themselves and go in at half time with a try under their belt. Probably the first thing, they've got to hold the ball for 6 tackles and put Musbrook under a bit of defensive pressure.
Yeah, they've hit that 2-minute mark, and they've got a scrum food about 38 metres out from the Rams line. The young 4, Seth Mitchell, moves around to be the first first receiver from the scrum base. That he does. He's fair dinkum. Geez, Bomber, he'd be about 40 kilos ringing wet, young Seth.
Yeah, he's
a whipper.
He could be riding the
Got a bit of speed, I think.
Yeah,
young fella.
He looks quick.
Here's Coppo. Coppo goes forward. Another good run from Logan Copland. He gets over the 30-metre line, about 28 metres out from the Rams line. Coming to dummy half. Out to Dylan Porter. Shows it inside and out, but goes himself. He's beat and shrugged off about 4 tackles. Tries to unload, and he's well held there by Caleb Pearce, and also... can't see that boy. I think that's at Clayton Meyer, is it, Bomber?
Yeah. Yep.
Here's Aaron O'Leary, the second row from the Tigers. Ball goes out to the big fella, number 8, Sadler. He's tackled about 11 metres out from the Rams line. They come down the blind inside. Logan Copland again puts a little chip through. It comes off Curtis Irving's leg, and then it kicked again, and it goes back infield. The Rams have recovered it. Can't see who picked that ball up, Bomber. That was Piercy. Piercy gets the ball out to Tommy Clift.
It was a pretty good kick. It was like Hazard across into Lukaku.
Yeah. Here's Zane Stewart. He's going to go all the way, Stewie. He's only got the fullback to boot. He puts a kick over. Stevie Dengate's onside, Bomber. I think he's chasing. There's going to be a race for the ball. Crito's there as well. Good run by Ryan Hill, the fullback for Aberdeen. He kicks it over the dead ball line.
Yeah, he's done well, young Hill. He's definitely saved the try, and he's saved a couple before that. So half-time just about to blow.
Okay, so that's half-time, and 30 points to nil here at Olympic Park on this very, very cold Sunday afternoon in this under-18s clash. Again, 30 points to nil. We'll be back very shortly. We're back here at Olympic Park. Kick off to the second half. It's 30 points to nil, Bomber. Thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, pretty much as we expected. Muswellbrook third on the table. Aberdeen haven't won a game all year. 30-0 is probably reflective of how the game's gone. The big thing is here, how Muswellbrook finish the game, whether they run right or they let the Aberdeen boys come in and make a bit of a scrappy old game of it in the second half.
Well, they started well, the Rams. Big run by Tommy Clift. Got out to his own 30. Alex Wilson gets the ball there, and Wilson gets up to about 38 metres out from his own line. Good couple of runs there early by the forwards. Hennessy at dummy half onto captain Tommy Story, and Story charges at the defence, and he'll make just shy of the halfway. Hennessy at dummy half again. Stevie Dengate's gone, swept around to the short side, gone to Damien Brooks. Brooks gives it back inside to Stevie Dengate. He's got plenty of support. He goes himself, does he? He runs across field and he runs around, but Basuni said play on. There was a bit of a collision there between the fullback from Aberdeen, Stevie Dengate. Stevie Dengate scored the try. He'll try and convert it, Bomber. Big run.
Yeah, similar to what we seen in the first half on the right edge. He's just got a nice pass to Damien Boakes, who's gave it back inside to Stevie. Stevie's had to do a lot of work to score the try. Probably could have given it to Reed Hennessy to make it a little bit easier, but Stevie got there in the end, and it's another 4 points on the board for the Rams.
Yeah, and that's off the first set. First set of 6. Couple of good runs by the forwards, as you've pointed out, Tommy Clift and then Alex Wilson. Ball went down, and Stevie Dengate swept from the open to the short side. Saw there was a gap down there, and he certainly carved them up with the help of young Reed. 34-0. And I don't think Stevie will have too many problems with this conversion. Probably the worst thing that could have happened to Aberdeen, putting up any sort of front to the Rams in this second half, Bomber.
Yeah, you're right there. And it looks like there's a bit of a the young fellow, the young three for Aberdeen's going out off the back with a bit of an ankle injury. And
Jackson Dunbar.
He'd probably like to come and have a spell, but unfortunately the cupboard's bare as far as the bench goes. So he's just going to have to battle on.
Again, that was a good run.
Reggie, lost power, mate. Reggie, did we lose power? Back on now.
Back on now. Yeah. Not sure if that was picked up, Bomber. I said young Books at you, the front rower, comes centre. Good run, support play from him with Stevie Dengate there leading up to that try. Hennessy at dummy half off the kickoff. On to Tommy Story. Tommy Story charges forward again. Another good run from the captain. 35 metres out centre field from his own line. Hennessy at dummy half. They go down to the right-hand side over to Pearcey, and Pearcey shows it one way and goes forward. Just shy of halfway. Plenty of options in this. All the boys want to have a run. Here's Dengate, goes down the short side again. Boots one, boots two. And the big fella, I think that's a big number 8, Connor Sadler, is it, Bomber? Gets him in the tackle, 31 metres out. Ball goes down the short side again. Zane Stewart gets the ball. He puts a kick forward. It comes off the Aberdeen boy, and I think it's a double knock on, Bassooni's saying.
I think we might have had a power surge. That's everything's gone out. Scoreboard. Yeah, Mike's went out, so we're back on now. Probably one thing I'd like to see Musbrook do when they're taking the ball off their own line, they probably need to be going at the line with some more numbers. They're just throwing the boys out, one out runners. Probably all right against Aberdeen, but when they're playing your single and your greeters and your Scone, you've got to be going forward with numbers and giving that ball carrier a bit of an option there to tip on, or it just takes the pressure off him. Instead of getting tackled by 4 players, it's probably a 2-man tackle. So it's probably something they could work on, but I don't think they will because they're making easy ground.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I watched the game against Scone, Bomber, and it was a fantastic team effort that day up there, and they played for one another so well. I'm not saying they don't do that every week, but geez, they perform well. I don't know if young Callan Criddle should have let that ball bounce on the wing. It goes onto the second rower, and that is Jacob Holroyd. He's pulled down short, right in the corner, a couple of metres short. He could have only just done through the dummy and gone down the blind. He would have scored. Ball goes out to the big number 10, and that is Jackie Price. And Price, he's pulled down on the last tackle. Not sure, that ball must have been playing havoc in the air, and Callan Criddle let it bounce. Criddle let it bounce.
He certainly wasn't interested in catching it, Benko.
Can't blame him. I'm trying to stick up for you, Criddle, if you're listening, mate. Young, good run from the young boy Holroyd there in support play. Only got pulled down a metre out. That young Jackson Dunbar, Bomber, all he had to do was throw the dummy, and he would have just walked over into the corner because there was no one there.
Yeah, Criddle was still worrying about the ball in the air, and he wasn't worrying about the dummy half. I reckon it would have been an easy try in the corner.
Aberdeen have compounded that lack of scoring down here and given a penalty away. Stevie Dengate finds touch about 45 metres out from the Rams line. Books is going to tap this ball forward. He goes himself into the Aberdeen defence. He was just strolling there. I don't know. I think he was looking to give a second pass, but he's tackled about 38 metres out from the Tigers' line. Hennessy at dummy half. It's another penalty. No, he's told him to go back to the mark. Hennessy at dummy half. On the Dengate. Dengate on to Pearcey, and Pearcey goes centre field. Takes him to about 30 metres out. One of the Aberdeen boys has gone down there with an injury. Ball comes to the left onto Dengate. Shows it unders twice, and he finally gives it to big Dylan Jordan. And Jordan takes the ball about 15 metres out centre field. Hennessy from dummy half. Long ball out to Dengate. Long ball out to Stewie, and Stewie gets the ball out to Curtis Irving, and Curtis Irving is belted in a tackle there. A couple of metres out from the Tigers' line. It's the last. What are they going to do? Dengate gets the ball. He goes himself. Strolls over. Bomber too easy and scores a try. They thought he was going to put a little chip through, but he faked it and just went himself.
There might have been a combination of them thinking and then hoping they kicked so they don't have to make the tackle. And he's probably sensed that, Stevie, and he's probably a class above some of these boys at the moment, and he's scored an easy try.
Well, they've corrected that clock. It's just under 23 minutes to go in this second half. 40-0, and Dengate's going to try and convert his own try. See Tommy Story's coming off the field here, Bomber, or is he just coming off to talk to Liam, giving someone else a run? Yeah.
He's had enough. He's ripped a cuticle.
Do we?
What was that, Reg? You haven't got the first grade side yet.
You say we know it. I don't know if we do. What about that? Jeez, he's confident. Stephen Dengate converts that try. It's 42 points to 0 here in favour of the Rams, and just under 22 minutes to go in this match.
Probably no, mate.
I see Jesse Rudders on the sideline here in this match, Bomber. This first grade game is they'll be controlled by three very experienced people out there. I see young Worthies here as well. He might be just a backup touchy, but we've got Nick Martin, Mark Bassini, and also Jesse Rudder. So that'll be a good three to control this game, Bomber.
We hope.
Ball goes from the kickoff out to Dylan Jordan. Jordan gets that ball and he takes it centre field and gets it on to Tommy Clift from the second play. Hennessy at dummy half, 30 metres out from their own line, the Rams. Hennessy goes himself, scoots away from dummy half, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Seth Mitchell. Plays at 38 metres out. Story at dummy half onto Zane Stewart, onto Damien Books, and Books has beaten 1-2 again. He gives inside to Zane Stewart, who started the move, and he's going in for try number 4. Well done to Stewie. That'll take it to 46 points to 0. Easy conversion straight under the post for Stevie Dengate coming up. They're utilising that short side all the time, Bomber. Is poor old Aberdeen. They're shorter numbers down there. They get a couple of good runs by their forwards, open the play up, and then they hit that blind side. Stewie, great pass on him too, young Zane.
As I said, he probably doesn't realise how good a footballer he can be at. Zane, he's Adam's his father, of course, but also the grandson of the great Ray Stewart, a Muswellbrook legend.
He's a type of kid, Bomber, I think will. I think the longer he plays, I think the better he will definitely be. I mean, it's an easy thing to say on some footballers, but you look at the potential in a lot of the young boys. If they sometimes it leaves them and abandons them after they finish at juniors.
Yeah, that's
it. I think this kid has got it. I really do.
He's got a good build about him too. He's not going to be a 6'3" player, but he's got a good solid build on him. Whether he's going to be in the back row, that's up to his coaches. But he's very versatile. He's played fullback. He could probably slip in at hooker if he needed to. So, as I said, he's got a nice pass on him.
48 points to 0. There's just a little over 19 minutes to go in this under-18s clash here at Olympic Park this afternoon. Home game to the Rams. Aberdeen kick off now. Ball goes down there deep, and Clayton Meyer gets the ball and he takes it forward. He's the young reserve boy that came on. Takes it back to centre field. Good run by the young fella. He's hit by about 3 Aberdeen boys and he's bundled back to the 20-metre line. Hennessy at dummy half. Ball goes short side to Jaden Dick, and Dickey, as usual, charges into the defence. Makes it to the good 9-10 metres. Hennessy at dummy half onto Captain Story, and Story gives the ball onto Kai Dodd, and Dodd charges up over the 20-metre line. Makes it to the 25 metres out from his own line. Hennessy at dummy half, plenty of options. Stewie, first receiver on the right, gives out to Logan Parker. Logan Parker beats one, accelerates, gives a short ball to Stewie, and Stewie is tackled only just by the drag down by the collar. He's over halfway. Here's Piercy. Piercy shows it under Captain Story, and Story goes forward. Jinxon runs well, young Tommy. That's the last.
Play that right side again, Banco.
28 metres out. Yeah, they're in trouble, the Tigers. They're going to go down that short side. You're right. On to Stevie Dengate. He shows one dummy, gives it on to Damien Brooks. He's only got to give it back inside. He does. Oh, they've blown it, Bomber. Or did it 6 to go? It came off an Aberdeen boy into their arms. Who scored that try? Was that
Dengate.
Stevie Dengate?
So Stevie might be around the 3 or 4.
He has. He's 3 tries as well. I thought Zane Stewart might have scored that try again. He was down there.
And that's a hat-trick there for Stevie Dengate.
3 tries apiece to Zane Stewart. Zane Stewart scored 4 or 3, Bomber.
I thought that was the side. Zane scored 4.
And Stewie scored 3.
No, Zane scored 4. Stevie
scored 3. My apologies. What's that?
Oh.
Is that today?
Well, it must be. Oh. Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah.
Okay, they've hit the half-century Bomber with that try to Stevie Dengate. He's got probably his hardest kick so far. Right in the corner, against the breeze. He'll do well to make the post, Bomber.
Yeah, he certainly will.
That breeze pulled that up. It hit a truck. 52-0, 16 and a half minutes to go here in this match, the under-18s clash between the Aberdeen Tigers and the Muswellbrook Rams. Be a good victory for the Rams, Bomber, and as we pointed out earlier in the first half there, or just after half-time, for and against will be crucial to these boys. It's very tight at the top, especially after the Rams defeated Scone up there a couple of weeks ago. Very tight at the top, and for and against will be very, very important for these youngsters.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what the results of the other games are today. I think we've got in the 2 senior grades down at Greeter have forfeited to Scone in first and reserve grades.
Goodness me.
I'm sure the 18s has been played, but yes, you expect Scone to win that.
From the kick-off, it could have been classified as a shoulder charge, but young Clayton Meyer gets the ball for the
Rams
Rams.
Let the play go on, and
He did. He
gone
played
back.
the advantage. That was young Clayton Meyer. Good run from the youngster. Getting an opportunity here this afternoon. I haven't seen him before, Bomber. You know anything about him?
No, I don't know a lot about him. I don't know if someone said he might have a brother that plays as well, but yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him.
I'm looking at the crowd, Bomber. I don't think it's improved. Most people are looking for seats in the grandstand to shield the wind.
Yeah, that's it. There's a choice of staying at home in front of the fire or come to Olympic Park. It's only the diehards area today. He's gone out, Bugsy. Poor footy.
Yeah, but Bugsy, he was struggling there with about 5 Aberdeen boys hanging off him after that penalty, and they bundled him into touch. So it's going to be an Aberdeen feed. A lot of Aberdeen boys down on their haunches. 14, just under 15 minutes to go in this match. 52 points to 0. Aberdeen will have a scrum feed right on their 30-metre line. 20 in from touch. Let's see what they can do. Get a consolation try here. I think that's...
It's a tight head.
It's not. Don't say it is. Zane Stewart gets the ball. And he gives it out to Curtis Irving. Young Swervo would like nothing more to score a try. He throws a speculator back inside. I think young Tyrese Anderson picked that ball up. They're only 10 metres out from the Aberdeen line.
We'll take your number here. Take your number for a try.
Oh, Kai Dodd from dummy half. Reed Hennessy threw a pass into Kai Dodd and it bounced off his shoulder. And Mark Bassini, the referee, has ruled that it has gone forward. So a let-off for the Tigers. And they'll have the ball from a scrum feed. How did they lose that last scrum feed, Bomber?
Poor feed from the halfback. Poor feed from the halfback.
I'm asking you the impossible question. Ball goes to the fullback, young Ryan Hill. 10 metres out from his own line. That's straight off the scrum feed win. Good tackle from Tommy Story. Ball goes out to Logan Parker. He hasn't stopped all day, Bomber.
Copland.
Logan Copland, sorry, Coppo. Damn it. Here's Dylan Porter running as a forward. He gets the ball, goes straight into the arms of Tommy Story, and who's that underneath? That was a very good tackle. That looks like a Pierce technique. I should have recognised that. Pierce in Story, great combination there. The ball goes backwards to no one. I think that there is the big fella,
Price.
Jackie Price. Here's Dylan Porter, goes down the short side. There's no one there for him to unload it to, and he's in the waiting arms of Kai Dodd. He's still struggling they're still struggling to get him down to ground. Not a great play, the ball, but Basuni's let it go. Here they go. They've kicked it downtown straight into the arms of Tyrese Anderson. He collects it on his own 30, stays centre field, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Logan Copland. Here's Swervo. He goes from dummy half. He's very unique running style, head down, just shy of halfway centre field. Hennessy at dummy half, short pass out the Story, and Captain Tom goes forward and he gets over halfway. Good run from Tommy. Very difficult to tackle. Good tackle there in the end by McLennan, and he's lost the ball, Tommy. He's saying it was raked away. Logan Copland gets up and little wry smile on his face, gives a thumbs up to the sideline coach for Aberdeen. He might have got away with one here, Coppo.
Yeah. He's been in everything, Coppo, unfortunately. They've tried a lot, these boys, but yeah, just outclassed when Musbrook's got that possession down in their 40-metre line. That's a massive difference when Aberdeen had a couple of opportunities on the Musbrook line.
They're desperate for subs, Bob.
Yeah, that's it.
Is there an issue with the Tigers, Bomber, when the 16s are playing on the same day?
Well,
is that the issue with the depth of the club?
Normally the 16s don't play on a Sunday, but maybe there's a catch-up game or maybe there's something going on today that the 16s are playing, because usually there is 3 or 4 of the boys do back up.
Win to the boys from the scrum base. They didn't turn this one over. Good tackle from Piercy and Kai Dodd. And the Aberdeen boys on the second. Another good tackle from the enthusiasm still there with the Rams, and another good tackle from Dickey and Dengate. They come down this very short blind that goes to Logan Copland, and Copland, Tom Story could have been penalised for raking that ball out, but Coppo makes it to halfway. Markers aren't square. Ball goes long to Dylan Porter. He picks it up well. Goes on to Ryan Hill, the fullback. He gets back to halfway, but I think that is... what a great tackle there by Booksy. Dylan Porter gets the ball down that short side and he says, I'm out of here, and he kicks it down to the arms of Tyrese Anderson, who collects it on his own 12-metre point there, dances around one. That was Seth Mitchell, who comes again and tackles him 20 metres out from his own line. Swervo at dummy half. What's Swervo going to do with it? That Seth Mitchell took off before. Swervo picked it up.
He's gone out before it. Invitations have been sent out.
Here's Hennessy from dummy half. Scoots over his own 30.
The sad part about it was right.
Swervo's going to have another go. No, he doesn't. He gives it on to Zane Stewart, who takes it forward, beats one, Stu. He beats another. He's going to score 5, Bomber. Good tackle from Ryan Hill, the fullback centre field. They've got options left and right.
The second mark is...
They're lining up to score, the Rams. Here's Dickey, takes the ball. He's 11 metres out from the Aberdeen line. Hennessy at dummy half, short pass on to Logan Parker. He deserves a try, Logan. And I think he scored right next to the upright. Right. Well done to Logan Parker. Fully deserved that try, Bomber.
Yeah, Logan's been playing well today. He's probably given Dunny a bit of food for thought here. Like, he's on the bench today. I know it's playing the bottom side, but Logan's played a lot of football as a starter in his 16s and junior league career, and like all players, they like to start. So he's probably sent a message to Dunny. I'm here ready to start if you need me.
Well, they've hit the 9-minute mark in this match, and that's 9 minutes to go. And it's 56-0. Stevie Dengate's going to have another shot directly in front to convert this try to 58. have not seen it.
There might,
Second row, right along.
there might be a bit of room left in the corporate box up there, Tracy. The heated corporate bar.
Stevie Dengate converted that try, Bomber. It's 58 points to 0. We've just got right on the 8 minutes to go mark here. Dylan Jordan and Alex Wilson warming up on the sideline. They'll probably give a couple of boys an early shower. Liam will give them boys a couple of early showers there, fully deserved. Good take from the big Tommy Cliff.
A little bit less showboat and Tommy, a little bit more run of the footy.
He runs the ball up to his own 40-metre line. Good run from Big Tommy. Hennessy at dummy half on to Parker. That man who scored the try goes forward, and that was he spilt that all ends up, poor old Logan. So it's an Aberdeen ball. Scrum 45 metres out from the Rams line.
Even at 58, Banco must have suffered dropsies in their first, second tackle through the course of this game. Like Dunny'd still be wanting that to be rectified. And that, as I stated earlier on, that's what happened last week against Greeter. They coughed up early possession, and against a better side than what Aberdeen are, they got punished by Greeter in the second half.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game, but I spoke to young Stewie afterwards when I was coming into the field. Stewie was... I said, how'd you go? And he said, we were leading 22 points to 4 against Greeter and got beat 34 to 22 or something like that.
That was only been a 2 point. Yeah, it was.
That was horrendous.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine Liam would have been impressed with that effort, but well, they've put that to bed and they've got to go forward from there or from here, and they've done so. It's 58 points to 0. There's 6.5 minutes to go. Centre field, and this is a good effort, get their confidence back. But as you said, Bomber, they should focus their energies on going forward, running out their structures, and just getting the hard things done, or doing the easy things better as well.
Because come semi-final time, these 58-0 scorelines won't be thought of. They won't come around again this year.
They may not get another easy run like this. So it's a good opportunity to get all those little things happening. Big good pickup from Tyrese Anderson, but he did fumble it. But he had a lot of pressure on him from Logan Copland. So what do we got here? We've got to knock on to against Muswellbrook. Tigers will have the scrum feed 10 out, Bomber. Can they score before the end of the match to little consolation prize?
Yeah, well, there's no reason why they can't. They've been over the line a couple of times. You'd probably be looking at young Copper to do it, but he's standing at 5'8", Logan, and young Porter, so they're the two key players in their sides. So see if they can.
I reckon they'll come down this blind here, Bomber. He tried. Dylan Porter takes off from dummy from the base of the scrum. He's hitting a good tackle by Clayton Meyer. He's called someone from Tom Story was offside from the scrum base, Bomber.
Yep, another set here.
Here's Cummings going to take a tap about 8 metres out, gives it on to Collier, and Collier runs straight into the waiting arms of Clayton Meyer. That was a great tackle. Dylan Porter again, short pass from dummy half. He's wrapped up about a metre out. Couple of boys there. Good tackle. Ball goes here onto the hooker Cummings. Has he run over? I think Basuni's going to give him that try. Yes, he's going to definitely score. I thought I saw him put it on the line, Bomber.
Yeah. No, it was a good bit of deception. He's shown outside, gone inside, and caught a couple of the Muswellbrook 8 offenders there a bit wide, and scored a good try and probably a good reward for his game.
Nice try there to open Aberdeen's count. Very exciting.
4 minutes to go, 58 points to 4. He's going to have this kicked for goal with the wind. And that's going to be young McLennan, Kyle McLennan. Some of these youngsters from Aberdeen Bomber are the walking wounded right now. They've had enough. But they've... in all seriousness, they haven't given up.
No, they've kept on trying.
I just want to talk about that tackle. We haven't seen him before, but that was a great tackle by young Clayton Meyer, number 17 Bomber. It was a one-on-one, front-on belt.
He's just in front of us here. He's sort of a...
Him and Kai Dodd have left the field. It's a good kick from Kyle McLennan to convert that try. 3.5 minutes to go. It's 58 points to 6 here to the Tigers. I'm sure they won't want to let another one in the Rams because I
58 points.
I can't see Dunny Boone happy, especially with that.
It's probably been coming for a couple of sets, Banco. We sort of haven't really had to control the ball much. They're loose coming out of their own half a couple of times, and as we said, this is the last week they're going to get easy games.
From the kickoff, the big front rower, I think that is Jackie Price. Pricey gets up and plays the ball. He's about 15 metres out from his own line. He's belted. Who's that? Another boy. Great tackle from Swervo, and also big Tommy Clift. Ball goes out to the fullback. I think that's the number 1, Ryan Hill, and he's tackled 15 metres out from his own line. The defence is solid right now. Ball goes out, slow play the ball. Dylan Porter didn't have too many options there, but he put boot the ball and it went out on the full. That was horrendous, Bomber.
Yeah, it's probably summed up the whole day.
Yeah, it really slow play the ball, and he put Dylan under pressure, and I don't know why he kicked it. He could have just maybe took off himself, but he elected to kick it downtown. It went absolutely sideways off the boot and sideways in the air and straight into the over the touchline. So the Rams have got the ball 15 metres out. Here's Dylan Jordan, and Jordan takes the ball forward off the penalty. He's tackled 10 metres out from the Tigers line, and he's lost it in trying to get up quickly. Another let-off for the Tigers, Bomber, but also a little 1%er that's gone wrong.
Yeah, it's worrying signs the last 5 minutes. I know they've well and truly won the game, but they've got to get these little things right, because that's what loses the big games, these little 1%ers.
And you always like to finish well.
Yep, especially when you're leading 58-6, and you just want to just get this 1.5 minutes out with a good set of 6 in defence, and let's Aberdeen kick the ball downfield and then finish the game off.
Centre field now, the Tigers trying to ruck a ball out from their own line. That was young Jacob Holroyd, who is belted there by Dylan Jordan and Piercy. Porter gets the ball and he passes the ball off there. I think that's Logan Copland again, and he was waiting arms of Stevie Dengate and Jaden Dick, and Dickey involved in that next tackle with Logan Parker. They've picked him up. That was Dylan Porter again, Bomber, but they've given the penalty away. Tommy Story and Logan Parker slow to get off. Dylan Porter's trying hard, Bomber. He's done his very best, young Porter.
Couple of tackles left in the misery.
33 seconds to go in this match. Here's Cummings, probably the last play of the game. Ball goes straight into the arms of the young Aberdeen boy, and he's hitting a great tackle from Tommy Story. That was the Holroyd boy. Here's Logan Copland. Copland gets the ball, jinks one way, goes another, and he gets over halfway, and they've picked him up. Stevie Dengate, Dylan Jordan. This is the last play, surely. Dylan Porter gets the ball, puts a kick to it. He goes into the waiting arms of Damien Box, but no, he spilled it. Ball goes onto the ground through, and has Callum Cridlin got the ball? No, he hasn't. It's fumbled over the line. Here's Anderson, gets the ball out from his own line, gets it on to Dickey. Kick it over the sideline, Dickey, for goodness sake. End of play, 58 points to 6. That was a comedy of errors there, Bomber, from that kick from Dylan Porter.
Yeah, probably that summed up the last 10 minutes of the whole game, that did. It was error-ridden, and Musbrook be happy to get away with a 58 points to 6 win, and probably move on to the week off next week, then attack Singleton the week after.
Yeah, week off for everyone next week, so they'll regroup. Hopefully they might get a few boys back from injury, but a very solid performance. You hit the nail on the head, Bomber. It was a sloppy last 10 minutes from both sides, in particular Muswellbrook. They probably want to look back on that and finish games better than that. There is harder games coming up. Well done to both sides, and well done to the Muswellbrook Rams for having a victory here this afternoon. Yep. 58 points to 6 in the under-18s clash.